What? Well, what's up, losers?
Yeah, losers. What's up?
I guess I should call myself losers. I wanted to start this podcast off with a bit of a eulogy, but I guess we'll give you a big congrats, Chase, on winning the league. It only took my team falling apart. Most of the time you say you won, but really what happened is I lost.
Oh my god!
You didn't win at all. I just lost. I had 8 people out or on IR, just so you know. I counted. It was really pitiful. I don't think I would have. Hindsight, I would have replaced 2 or 3 players. Would that have made up? I don't know if you won by 53 or 58. Let's just say 60 points. Would they have scored 60 points?
I'm pretty sure I scored 176. You scored 108.
118.
You scored 118?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's still it's 58 then is what it is. So 58. It was whatever you scored was 0.28 and I scored 118.28. So it was a perfect square number.
Yeah.
But we wrapped up the season this past week with Chase being the winner. Trey finished somewhere in the middle of the pack,
I think
traded away his best players, and then he didn't even tank.
It still made a playoff run.
I did much better than I expected to. I was sure that this was pretty much over for me. I'm like, fuck it. I'll trade away some people that I know I can get rid of. And, it largely worked out semi-well.
Yeah.
Could have been better. I wonder, I always wonder, when trades like that are made, I always wonder what it would look like if they had never been made. And looking back to see what your record would have been had you still had Brock Bowers, had you not had Brian Robinson.
Yeah.
I always want to know. I don't know how we would ever do it. I'm sure Will could do it, but I always want to look back at that and just see how your season would have turned out had you not made that trade, and how my season would have worked out had we not.
You'd have to go. I don't know if you could actually accurately do that, because you'd have to go back and look, and I'd have to
at
think,
each individual score or something like that.
I'd have to have an unbiased look at who I would have started. You'd have to figure out a way to get it to let me look at it without seeing the scores of each individual game. Because I know I don't know them off the top of my head, so I'd have to look and be like, all right, well, who would I start? Who makes the most amount of sense?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how accurate that. Brock Bowers was probably going to be started as my team won the rest of the season. That was probably going to happen. But would I have made that decision to start Mike Gesicki that one week that he went off for 30 fucking points
and beat me? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know if I'd have made that. I don't know what Brock Bowers scored that week.
Probably 36 points.
I bet it was a bunch. Am I frozen on y'all's screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's weird.
I'm curious how you do that.
Yeah, I just clicked a button on my mouse and now I'm frozen. It's an interesting thought experiment. There's really no true way to go back and check it out, but it's always been one of those things that I'm like, you always wonder who won the trade in the moment, who won the trade, and you can't really retroactively look and see who won it. You can kind of theorize, and in big swings, big gigantic trades, you can say, okay, yeah, they clearly won it, but most of the time it's like, you're kind of hemming and hawing on who you would have started in anyway. So
I think in hindsight, you definitely won the trade that we made.
I think so too. But there's been other trades where I thought I won and it turned out to be a big flop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the Aaron Jones trade worked out for me, I guess. But I traded a backup running back for a first round pick for Aaron Jones and whatever else. So that one remains to be seen if it makes a difference at all. That depends.
Did you get Trey Benson in that trade?
I did get
Trey Benson in a first, right?
Yeah, which we had talked about earlier in the
James
season
Conner.
before I made that trade. Yeah, and they signed him for another 2 years. Now, is he going to be lead back the next 2 years? Is he going to keep that role, or is Trey Benson going to take over, or what? No one knows.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Today, but it looks good for James Conner that they signed him for another 2 years.
For sure.
I think
this is his first year
won that.
Healthy.
I think in any circumstance when you can trade a nearly 30-year-old running back and get a first-round pick, I think even if it's Christian McCaffrey, even if it's Derrick Henry, I think 9 times out of 10 you win that. I mean, you can put a really short list of running backs. At least this may just be anecdotal, but a really short list of running backs who are like significant past the age of 29.
Yeah, but I mean, like this year showed you, your veteran running backs. They still got something left in the tank. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs, which I guess you would still consider him a veteran, but he's pretty young.
But he's not 29.
Derrick Henry, yeah.
He is, but none of those other ones are as old as Aaron Jones is.
How fucking crazy is it? Just like it still fucks with me a little bit when we're talking about these running backs, and it's like, oh, these guys are fucking old, man, and it's like, man, them motherfuckers are ridiculous.
They're younger than us.
Younger than I am.
Yeah, it's freaking wild.
But it's crazy sounding.
It's how much you drop out of your prime as soon as you hit that 3.
Yeah, that running back cliff it hits hard.
Yeah,
It's real hard.
yeah.
It's hitting Christian McCaffrey hard, that's for sure.
You only have so here's the thing, like I don't know if I had the number 1 pick. Like you sit there and think about it, that it's Christian McCaffrey's obviously the first round pick, but Christian McCaffrey has had injury history his whole entire fucking career, and it's like
he played a healthy season last year, but he got I think he got the most carries in the entire year. The year before that, who got the most carries? Josh Jacobs, and he was the one that had that blow-up season, did really well, and the very next season did poorly with the Raiders, and that's why they let him go. We'll have to look into it to see who got the most touches, but that's something that I'm following every single year. Who got the most touches? Expect regression from that player in general, whether it's injuries or something.
This is a bit of a segue here, but I'm sure that y'all have seen the posts floating around about Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, who are the other ones? Saquon and somebody else.
Send that to you guys this week?
I don't know, but I'm so annoyed by that because the assumption that those teams that they went from that they were studs with running backs. I'm like, dude, do you mean to tell me you think the Titans were going to be a great offense with Derrick Henry? Like, no.
In essence, it's like you're doing them a favor by getting them off of your team and letting them contend. Honestly,
this is I think because I do think Tennessee would have been better than the other 3 teams with Derrick Henry, but I also think that this here makes the argument for Saquon Barkley not being an MVP this year because he still probably could have put those numbers up, but the Eagles would have still been good without him.
Yeah.
He might not have set that record.
Not as good,
but still be good. But like I think that kind of
if he was on the Giants would have won maybe 1 or 2 more games. That's it.
Yeah. So
they need to change the name of that award to Most Valuable Quarterback.
Ultimately, yeah. But I mean, the quarterback play was pretty amazing this year with Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and even Sam Darnold. It's been impressive.
Oh, are we just gonna ignore?
I mean, Joe Burrow's been great too.
Are we gonna ignore what is this?
I think if the Bengals had a good record, Joe Burrow would be right there in it.
Dude, yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll say this right now, and I hope that this video somehow gets around to him. I would fist fight James Jones if I saw him in person after the video I watched today. Like right before we got on the podcast, he was talking about earlier this season. He was talking about how Joe Burrow has not been good. It's like 3 games into the season. It's like they're not good the first of the year. They're never good the first of the year, and maybe that's a coaching issue, or maybe that's a issue.
You know why? It's because they never play their starters in the preseason.
That's true. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Never. They never play them.
But he was talking about how good he was and all this shit just a second ago, and it's like, motherfucker. But then he was blaming the 2 Ravens losses on Joe Burrow. He blamed the Kansas City loss on Joe Burrow, and it's like Joe Burrow didn't get that fucking pass interference call right there at the end to put the Chiefs in line for a field goal. Joe Burrow didn't miss 2 field goals against the Ravens to fucking lose those games. It's like, man, the guy doesn't fucking play every position on the field. He plays quarterback. He can't do every fucking thing.
Well, he can. He should.
It just
If he was as good as Drake May, he would.
and you got
Drake
fucking
May, God.
Hey, speaking of Drake May, the Patriots are in a really good position this year. Just saying.
are they?
Yeah.
Lose. Yes, they are. No, I mean, dead serious. They lose one more game, they're going to be in a fantastic position.
Yeah,
Because they're going to get a
you
haul
trade
for that first
yeah,
pick.
yeah.
They're going to get a haul.
You would think.
Yeah,
Just,
they're
I
going to
mean,
get a haul for
these
that.
quarterbacks probably don't deserve to be drafted in the first round, but there's many teams that can't risk.
They need it so
passing up on
bad.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. What would be really funny is to watch them trade to the second and get the second pick and then some other picks and then trade down to the third and some other picks and then just cascade down the
That'd be
first round.
amazing, man. That'd be amazing.
They trade back. I did this. I looked at this last year, or maybe it was early this year. At how many times they have traded back out of their first round pick, and it was a lot. Like they've traded down a bunch.
Well,
Speaking
that's what
of
Jared Mayo has said many times is that how do you grow your team? And that's through the draft. So
he's right. I don't disagree. Speaking of draft, if we look forward into next year, our draft position, after we let Trey finish his snack, we'll look at this.
Is that loud?
Yeah, I mean you're like this close to your camera. So
Yeah, but the mic, I'm not sure where the mic is.
it's wherever you are right there. The further away you get from your camera, the quieter you get.
Oh, okay.
So our draft position looks like this. It's Hayden with the 101, Grant Collins with the 102, Grant Robinson with the 103, Sweet Pea the 104, Trey at the 5, Jed at the 6. Then we've got Trey again at the 7, Grant Robinson again at the 8, myself at the 9, and Hayden again at the 110. So a pretty consolidated first round. You've got Trey with 2, Hayden with 2, Grant Robinson with 2 picks. So 6 of the picks in the first round are taken up by 3 players. Hayden very obviously won the Ashton Genty sweepstakes. If that's
the route he decides to go. Yeah,
it's going to be the route he goes. He's a big running back guy. Look at his team.
Yeah.
He's just all about running backs. So, and then of course, as we look at our payouts, we've got Chase with 270. Now he did finish the top team 3 weeks out of the year, so 30 on top of that.
2 of the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, whatever. Shut up. So
Yeah, fuck you.
Myself with 80 and 10 for a weekly top. The crazy one is Will he got $80. Placement is only 40, but he was top team 4 weeks of the year, so he got $40 for being top team. And then we have Sweet Pea being the top team twice, Trey once, Grant Collins, Grant Robinson, and Wendell all one time, so they got back $10. So pretty good finish there for us. I think it'll be interesting to see in the coming seasons how Chase and Will's teams fare after trading away a good bit of talent for draft picks and talent to try to win now. So obviously for Chase, it doesn't matter. You can suck the next 3 years, and the goal of fantasy football isn't to just play; it's to win the championship. So if it means selling out to win 1 year, then so be it.
And honestly, what kind of hurts the most with that is that the 2 players I traded my first round picks. Well, okay, let me rephrase. One of the players I traded for a first round pick, I didn't even start in my championship round. I don't even know if I played him during the playoffs. Yeah, I think I did. I think I may have played him. Either way, and then the other player was Joe Mixon. He didn't do very well for me in the playoffs at all. So, did I need to? Look in hindsight,
I'm glad you did.
Not have. I don't really know.
You did. I'm super happy you did.
Yeah.
I mean, your future is going to be fine. I mean, just look at your team. You've got Jaden Daniels, Bijan, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Brian Robinson. I mean,
what Bijan? But
what I said, Brian. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Bijan. Yeah. I mean, it's more of a thing for Will. It'll be interesting to see how his team shakes out. He's got some youth. Don't get me wrong, but
that's why I traded for his. Whenever we made that trade 2 years ago, I traded for his first round pick this past year, thinking like he would be, pretty bad, or for this upcoming year. Sorry, I thought he'd be pretty bad, but he freaking rocked it this year, and his first round pick basically was not so valuable for me. So I decided, let's just get rid of these 2, and then try to really win this thing. I got 2 good third round. I got my second round and then an early third because I have Grant Collins third. So, those 2 are going to be, potentially players that I can definitely try to roster and hope that they come back up. But then
there's always good players that come out of second, third, and fourth.
Yeah. So
I mean, Tyrone Tracy come out of the 4th. Jaden Daniels come out of the 2nd, I think.
yeah, well, and that's another funny thing. So, like, the majority of my team was upheld by my rookies. Brian Thomas Jr., you could say a fantasy MVP. Jaden Daniels was my championship round MVP because he was just scoring like 30 some odd points. So, yeah, I was thinking that I was going to need some veterans in order to give me some consistency. Never thought that would be Cortland Sutton this year. Never in my wildest dreams.
This
I
is
was so
good.
close to cutting him last year. I was so fed up. I was like, he's old. He's not good. I thought Bo Nix was trash coming out of college. He ended up doing pretty well. So I ended up getting that veteran in places I didn't think. And then my rookies really, really held it up for me this year. That really helped out.
Yeah. Hey, can we just real quick talk about how I said Brian Thomas Jr. was going to be the man this year, and you guys picked Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison and whoever the fuck else?
I think I picked J.K. Dobbins.
No, I'm talking about the rookies.
Of the rookies.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I picked Malik Neighbors.
You picked Neighbors for sure. You were like,
I picked
guys,
Tyrone
it's
Tracy.
obvious. No, you didn't. Shut up.
You want to go back and watch the tape?
No, I don't. But if you were,
Yeah, I know you
go
don't.
back
Here.
and watch it. I don't think you did. Did we not write this down?
I surely I've written it down. Hold on.
I remember picking Brian Thomas. I remember Chase vividly. I don't know why. He was like, the obvious answer is Malik Neighbors.
Because of the receptions he was going to get, which he has 104.
Yeah, which he did get.
Yeah. No, I know. But, I think you didn't make the argument for the receptions. You made the argument for targets, which I don't know if – I think I talked to Will, and I know I've talked to Tyler about this, about how targets can be, I think, kind of a
Overblown
misleading-
stat.
Yes, an overblown stat, because it's like, well, if you get 14 targets in a game, like how many of those are good targets?
It's actually catchable.
Yeah. How many were good? How many are just throwaway? Like you're the receiver in the area on a blown play, and you're just who gets that target attributed to, even though there was no way you could fucking catch that ball. I don't think anyone really keeps up with that.
I got it right here. Yep, I got it right here.
Oh, shit, yeah.
You all ready?
Yes.
All right, so let's see here. I have best rookie, best running back, best tight end, best wide receiver.
Oh shit, we did all that.
Best overall quarterback. This is what we got. So for rookies, Trey was Brian Thomas Jr., which I'm pulling up right now.
I love how Chase just has a composition book here with all our notes in it.
Yeah. It's the same right here.
It's perfect.
Hold on. Stats.
He had at least 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns, I think, is what I saw
free
today.
agents.
At 12 and 10.
Let's get wide receivers. All right. So that's kind of funny. Wait, hold on. Okay. All right. So Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors was mine.
Yeah.
Will was Brock Bowers.
Oh.
This is best rookie overall. And then Tyler was Jaden Daniels. So
wow.
I mean, we kind of all hit.
all those guys ended up being really good.
Right now, Brian Thomas Jr. is 267, leading as wide receivers. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if I could hear. Let's put.
Hey, Trey, I text Chase on the side and I said, tell him I said Tyrone Tracy was going to be the GOAT. And then I text again and said, throw Bucky in there too.
So,
and look at my messages.
So, all right. You ready? So, Brian Thomas, 267. Malik Neighbors, 255. Okay. Bucky Irving's up there. Yada, yada. Brock Bowers, 302.
Yeah.
Because of our tight end premium.
Insane.
It's
a lot of fun to have, guys.
And then, And then Jaden Daniels, 347. That's quarterback scoring. So that's kind of yeah. So I say we all did pretty well there, Jay.
Yeah, Trey, we've traded your top 3 picks between each other quite a few times.
What's up,
you
boys?
remember Breece Hall was drafted by
What's up,
you.
Will?
Oh, dude.
Drake London was drafted by me.
Oh, God, I'm fucking up, bro. I'm making the worst decisions.
Oh, Breece Hall has sucked. You definitely got the better end of that deal.
He was good last year.
Like this past year? No.
Not this season, but the season before.
He screwed me out of the playoffs because he scored like 2 points in the playoffs. He made me lose.
But Cooper Kupp
The Aaron
was
Rodgers
really
effect.
good, and then
Aaron
he
Rodgers
fucked everybody. But dude,
He can't be with them next year, right?
No.
I hope he is
seen
for
him in-
Devontae Adams.
From what I've been seeing, the Raiders,
Yeah,
the Jets are moving on from both Rodgers and Devontae Adams because the relationship, I guess, between Rodgers and Woody Johnson is irreparable. That's the
What?
tweet I saw. Yeah,
That's
imagine that.
surprising.
Somebody
God,
needs to
Believe it.
reach out to Zach Wilson and give him a shot.
who's he played for anyway?
I don't know.
Broncos.
He needs a shot. I mean, you look at all the other like Jets and Giant quarterbacks who have played good outside of their.
Do you know Sam Darnold has more wins with the Vikings this year than he had in his 3 seasons with the Jets combined?
I mean, at that point, it's a fucking organizational issue. Like, it's just fucking the Jets are garbage.
Yeah, I agree with that.
How
Hey,
else do you?
go ahead. Sorry.
How else do you even look at that? Like, if I trade you to the fucking Vikings, and then all of a sudden you're like,
That's
how many teams did they, or how many wins did they have this year? They're like 13-2,
14.
14-2. Yeah, I mean, it's and he's been really
Wow.
good. So
Same
it's
with
like
Baker and the Browns.
Baker. Yep.
What? Hey, do you know that 2 years ago that Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold were both on the Panthers?
Yes, I did know that.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's crazy to think about.
Well, isn't there one more? There's one more quarterback that got traded. I feel like, and he's better elsewhere. Geno Smith.
Oh yeah, Geno.
Also
Yep,
played
Geno.
for the Jets. Although I don't think Geno is. I mean, clearly, I don't think he's as good as. And probably nobody thinks is that he's as good as.
Darnold.
Yes.
Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
had
but
he's had two worse years each and every year.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks. Will say I found at the beginning of the year we made like our MVPs at each position.
Yeah.
You were the winner in the rookies
Hey,
because you chose Brock Bowers.
well, yeah,
Hey.
I couldn't pick fucking anybody every week, so might as well pick somebody that can win, something.
You know
but
what's
listen
really
to
funny?
the rest of us. Who the rest of us picked?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard it was like Malik Neighbors and Jaden Daniels and
Brian Thomas Jr.
yeah.
That's so funny.
Well, you know what's
I mean,
really
we picked
funny?
like the top 4 rookies.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think
seriously.
you guys had all made arguments that like Marvin Harrison would be better, and Malik Neighbors would be better.
I was on the Malik Neighbor side of that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not. I
I think in
guess-
totality, I was thinking Marvin Harrison in his entire career would be better, but Malik Neighbors would get so many targets. It didn't matter who the quarterback was; he was going to have a safe floor.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers, I have a note
still
underneath
true.
here, Will, that you had 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns for Brock Bowers. You said
He didn't get 10
guaranteed.
touchdowns. He got half of that.
He got 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he definitely has what 1144.
Yeah.
1100.
So, running backs or MVPs, which I had a little caveat on mine. Trey, you
What?
picked Christian McCaffrey. Uh,
What is it?
you picked for your running back MVP of the season at the beginning of the year was Christian McCaffrey.
That's who I picked.
Yeah.
God damn. I
Uh,
know better. What was I thinking?
Will, you chose Devin Achan. He was running back 6 here.
He was great with Tua.
Yeah. I mean, he running
Honestly,
back.
if you would have asked me to pick where he finished, I would have told you he would not have finished in the top 10. So I'm surprised that he even finished as running back 6.
Derrick Henry was Tyler's, and he was running back
2.
4.
Number
And I, yeah,
Dude, he
2
was
in
so
yards
good.
for
To
because
the-
he didn't have much receiving stuff. So
Yeah.
Who's
He
ahead
had-
of him aside from Saquon?
Bijan, Gibbs, and Barkley.
yeah. So Bijan and Gibbs are getting the catches.
Yeah.
I chose J.K. Dobbins because I said where he's being drafted, I said that he would be
Man,
the
he
biggest.
was looking like it there for a while until he got hurt.
Yeah, so I'll take a half point on that one.
Chase very generous with the half point.
All right, this
So,
is
what,
where
fuck it, I'll take 3/4 of a point. Come on. man.
this is where I went bad. I went real bad. These next 3 picks. Okay, so tight ends. Trey, you chose good old Evan Ingram. I'm scrolling
Ugh.
down to find him. Hold on.
That
Here
did
it
not
is.
pan out.
Still scrolling.
Yeah, I went down there a little bit. I'm not
He
gonna
was
count there.
injured like half the fucking season.
And then
Yeah.
Lawrence got hurt.
Yeah.
I love Tyler's pick. Tyler's pick is a little worse than mine. Actually, I don't know. Mine's probably still worse. Will, you chose Trey McBride. Congratulations. That's pretty good.
Just couldn't catch a fucking touchdown.
Caught one.
Yeah.
I chose.
He had 3 touchdowns though.
Yeah. He fumble recovery and a rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I chose Dalton Kincaid. That didn't work out.
Oof.
Tyler chose Kyle Pitts.
Listen, he had a stretch. He had 4 good games, and I got him off my team as soon as he had those games.
You did. We're going to wide receivers now. All right. Trey, you chose Amon-Ra St. Brown. Good pick. He was wide receiver number 3 on the year.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it.
No.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it freaking
Well,
beats
it was
everybody.
kind of how earlier in the season I was bitching about CeeDee Lamb and he was the WR4 on the seasons as of that point. And I was like, what he is?
Will, you chose Nico Collins, which early on was looking pretty good.
Yeah.
He got hurt.
Outside
He
of
was
the
he
injury.
was wide receiver 1 until he got injured.
Yeah.
Here's Tyler's best take, most awful take.
This feels so sarcastic. There it is. Most awful thing. Could I take Curtis Samuel?
Tank Dell.
Yeah, he's dead though. I mean, I'll take half a point.
I think CJ Stroud, yeah. I chose Garrett Wilson, so it's not much better. I think he was wide receiver 10. So
Damn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Not a,
No,
not
he's
a
not.
one of us picked
Give yourself a
fucking
third of a
Jamar
point,
Chase.
Chase. Give yourself
Okay.
a third of a point.
Wide receiver 9. There's a wide receiver 1.
Yeah, give yourself a third of a point, man.
Trey and I agreed. Who did you pick? Oh, okay. Trey and I agreed. Here, who won this one? I think Will.
Man,
would've
listen,
won this
hold on
one.
a second. Hold on. Nico Collins. Who Trey picked? Amon-Ra St. Brown. And who did you pick, Chase?
I picked Garrett Wilson.
All right, so y'all really, shot for the stars there.
Yeah, no.
And made
yeah.
sure to pick the top 5 draft picks.
Well, I don't think we were trying to pick somebody who, like, it's not like during our starts and sits in the middle of the week where we're trying
But
to
how
pick
are they your
somebody
MVP when they're the first round pick?
Because we're trying to pick who we think is going to finish overall at the top at the end of the season.
that was the name of the game, unless if you put a caveat
Yeah.
on it, which was what I did with J.K. Dobbins.
That was you can't.
Y'all are weak. Who did I pick for this last one? Because I had Kyle Pitts, Derrick Henry, who was a 4th round pick, and I had Tank Dell. So
You probably picked fucking Will Levis or something.
No, you picked Kyler Murray, which I thought was a really good pick
Oh,
at
dude,
the
I
start
had-
of the season,
Yeah.
but he fucking
he
sucks.
flopped. Yeah, he flopped.
Call of Duty came out.
Trey and I picked the same quarterback in Jordan Love. I don't know.
He
Yeah.
did not do great.
No,
I mean, he didn't do bad, but he didn't do great.
He got
either.
hurt in that first game, and I
Yeah.
don't know if that set him back a little bit more. But either
Well,
way,
hey, once Toyotathon starts, he becomes a totally different quarterback, though.
and then Jared Goff was Will's
Uh,
quarterback MVP. Who I mean,
I feel
is
like that's a
quarterback
win. Man.
7. Yeah,
He's
1,
good. He's
2,
good.
3, 4, 5, 6. He's quarterback 7 on the year. So.
You know, before the season started, I offered Jed, Josh Allen, and who was it? Josh Allen and I think Xavier Legette for Kyler Murray and JSN. He wouldn't take it.
Interesting.
Yeah, he told me to kick rocks.
JSN
Damn.
would have been nice to have now.
Yeah.
He had definitely a boom season.
Yeah, but he lost me my other league that I care about in the championship game too. Him, Achan, and Terry McLaurin just. I lost
Sounds
my
like anybody
I think I
that
lost
you
by
had on your
20.
team the last week shat the bed.
Dude, it was so frustrating. Like I played again in that other league, which I know this isn't about that league, but I went up against T. Higgins and Joe Burrow, and he had a couple other people that really hit home runs, but he also had people that just, deuced the bed. But I had the same thing. I mean, I had my ceiling players weren't as high as his, and Super frustrating. Second year in a row, I finished second. Chase, what are you snacking on? Or Trey, what are you snacking on now?
Whatever I fucking want to, bitch. Okay.
I just figured you'd let the people know.
Ain't nobody watching.
We got one person.
Do it?
Crowley.
No, he's not watching this. He would have commented.
Will,
Told me I was a stupid bitch or something.
Yeah, fuck your rings, Chase.
Hey, dude, I need to. Will, we seriously got to figure out a day that we can meet up so I can get Wendell his ring because
Yes.
you haven't. He hasn't messaged me about it at all, but he needs his ring.
Yes. I keep seeing it every so often because I have it sitting in a place that I'll try to remember it and I still fucking forget it.
Well, let's try to do something after this ice storm.
All right.
Because you still live in Bowling Green, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If y'all can't work something out, bring it to Brad, and I'll take it to Trey. I'll get it to him. I might have something
This
else
makes-
to give the window
Like,
anyway.
I mean, honestly, sitting here thinking about it, Will lives in Bowling Green, I live in Bowling Green, and so does Wendell. But like him taking it to me, so I can take it to Wendell, seems like extra shit when he could just meet Wendell. I mean,
He's
I know.
scared
You
of
know
Wendell.
well, he's black, so he's scary.
But
Hey.
I don't know Wendell outside of playing fantasy football.
Let me
Yeah.
show you. Let me show you a picture of Wendell. So you know how Wendell. I know this is about to get off into a rabbit hole. You know how Wendell said something about he said something about a launch monitor in the group chat.
Yeah.
So we got to chatting about it. So I was like, I've done a lot of research on him. So he sends me this picture, and it's him playing golf. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me see if it'll.
Not really. It's
Wait.
very bright. You
Yeah.
can see the
I don't know.
shorts.
Just text it in the group.
No.
There you
Oh,
go.
that
There you
works.
go. Yeah.
So you see Wendell. He's obviously the black guy.
Who's he playing golf? Who's he playing golf
So
with?
I don't know, some club pro and somebody else.
Okay.
Anyway,
Wow.
so he sends me that. He sends me that, and I told him, I said, well, the guy in the middle looks like Ashley's husband, which is Hayden's sister's husband. And I said, and the guy on the right looks like Stuart Jackson, which you remember that guy. And I said, and who invited Childish Gambino? He didn't respond to it.
Oh,
There he is.
Dude, oh, I can't believe he didn't message you back with that shit. That's so fucking funny. Oh man. Who invited Childish Gambino? God, it's fucking funny.
damn.
All right, well, that's all I got for tonight. I don't know if y'all have anything else y'all want to talk about, but
Is
No.
is this the last one?
So the draft, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can
Okay,
talk about
all right.
rookies
Here-
at some point.
So we could just text each other about this.
Yeah.
But one last start and sit, even though it doesn't fucking matter, nobody's playing for anything.
for this
Well,
one,
that's why it's going to be real difficult because there's all those people that aren't playing, too.
Yeah, that's true. All right, never mind. Fuck it.
yeah, that's who's
Wait,
my starting?
wait, wait,
Carson
wait.
Wentz.
Who ended up winning that whole thing?
Oh yeah.
I came in last by a long shot.
You did.
Yeah, but the three of us were tight. Chase, who
Yeah.
had the best?
Yeah, I've stopped keeping track.
Also,
after
I
a
need to
while.
go
God damn.
cancel this subscription before I get charged $45 again for us to not
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cancel it and move that to next season's.
Yeah.
So let me see, because week 14 was the last week that I got stats in.
Will you see that?
There you go. Yes,
Dude,
sir.
we got a bunch of them.
Good. Hell, I gave a lot of mine away because I ended up with like 30 of them.
All right, Chase, what do you got?
So I got week 13 scores is all I got posted. I haven't written down stuff since then. But at that point in time, it was 8 to 15.5 was me, my win to loss record. 9 and 17 was both you and Tyler, Trey and Tyler, sorry. And then Will was 5 and 21.
Trey, I'll split it with you.
Who was the best? Him?
Me and you were tied.
Oh, we were okay. We'll
At
fist
week
fight.
13. But
got
you know, if Will had any of the stuff documented on the previous weeks,
I know I don't
the
have
future
it.
weeks.
Now, see, what I did, I would write the previous weeks on like as we did it, I'd write it on a whiteboard, and then I would have it, and then I'd write the next weeks on the bottom of the whiteboard, and then as we would talk about it, I'd erase the previous weeks, so like I'd only have 1 week at a time.
Okay.
Mm.
I can go back in the videos, see if I can find out, and I'll let you know.
And it's not. I don't think it's that big a deal.
It's up to Trey. I don't really care.
What? Sorry, I was texting. What are we talking about?
I'll figure it out.
It doesn't matter.
I'll figure it out.
It doesn't matter.
I'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Oh
gosh.
shit! Sorry, I'm checking
All right.
out.
Let's go
All right,
play
boys.
some Xbox.
Fun
It was a
season.
fun
Let's,
season, boys.
Let's go
Well,
yell about zombies or whatever the fuck we're about to do.
See you guys.
See you, shitheads.
Number 3.